Finally, we are at the series finale for the Luther Strode comic series. It's been a long ride. It's been a long, bloody ride, but we're finally here, and we're going to see one of the most gruesome battles take place between Luther himself and the father of murder and death, Cain. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel so I will drop more. And stay tuned for the ending because there is a surprise I put in there just for you guys to show you I love you. Now, let's get into it. Okay, so we pick up our story with where we left off in the last video. Cain is free, and he could have been free from any point in time. He stayed in this cave, in those chains, without food or water, because he wanted to. Even Luther, who has fought till this point without a weapon, decided to pick up a katana. Even freaking Delilah, super confident narcissist, decided, bro, we have to leave this place. Let's fight in an open space. Then Cain spoke, because his point was he wanted to be able to transcend human limitations. He chose to stay in this place, to become a god, to be worshipped by his followers, to be everything they know they could be. And now he was. Cain knew what he was. Others were limited by their humanity, but he was straight up 100% a killer. He was death, reincarnated into the human flesh. And death could not be bound. Luther asked him a question. You know why I'm here? And Cain knew. You're here to talk to me. Give me the whole anybody can be saved speech, but that would not work on me. A lot of people have tried. This is where we see a flashback to him and his brother, because this is Cain. Obviously, there was Abel tossing the head of Musashi. Luther said no. Cain was surprised. No? But Luther explained, I am not stupid. You are the origin of death. You are the first killer. You have had millennia to change, and you have until now. There is no redeeming you. I don't want to kill you, but I have to. And him and Delilah attacked. Delilah throwing the spearhead and Luther gripping his katana. Cain just smiled and tossed up the skull of Musashi. Luther was forced to split his head in half, rest in pieces. He then proceeds to catch the spearhead and toss it back, knowing full well Luther will split it in half. But who stood behind Luther? That's right, Delilah. And who stood behind Delilah? That's right, Petra. With one throw, Cain had taken down Luther's backup and the love of his life. Cain was clearly above masterclass. He then said, kneel, and you will be forgiven. But Luther wasn't going to kneel, stabbing the katana directly into Cain's chest. But that was all for nothing, because Luther can catch bullets in his muscles. Did he think Cain, the father of murder, couldn't do the same with a katana? Because steel is strong, but the body is stronger. Petra, watching her man get his ass beat, decided to wield the Gatling gun, but Delilah told her no. This is Cain. You will just be putting Luther at risk. So she was forced to stand down, and Luther was still fighting Cain. Cain then proceeds to pull the katana from his guts and tossed it and Luther above his head, licking his own blood and saying, wow, that tastes fantastic. Telling Luther to try harder, bro. You're making me bored. And Luther proceeds to try harder, bringing the katana down with his full force. But Cain just put his hand up and broke it, stepping forward and crushing Luther's face under his metal boots. He stretched his hand and grabbed all the shards of the katana and tossed it at Petra and Delilah. But thankfully, Delilah was there to save Petra's life. Luther watched this happen, and as usual, he was enraged because no one hurts his baby girl. Pushing Cain back, Cain smiled, because this is what I want to see. Come at me, Luther. Petra smiled, like my man is going to fuck you up, but Delilah knew the truth. This was Cain. Luther's hand was inside Cain's body, but Cain just grabbed it. Using his free hand, he hit Luther's pressure point in a split second, slamming him like a bullet into the ground. Luther couldn't move. Cain had him dead to right. Cain got down next to Luther and explained that this is how we should have been from the start. Luther, clearly still in pain, said go to hell, but Cain just laughed because he knew that we are already in hell. But Delilah wasn't just going to watch, she had to save Luther. But Cain didn't even turn around, he just caught her, looking at her, calling her betrayer, because she was his agent. But Luther seemed to have infected her with his moral compass. She tried to use her abilities on Cain, but Cain literally Uno reversed it, using his own, and he could do it way better. He almost destroyed her brain, but he knew Delilah. He knew the way she fought. He knew that she was just a distraction for the Gatling gun that this chick was pointing directly at them. So, like the superhuman that he is, he just pulled Delilah to the side, aimed for his target, and chucked her like a missile. She flew crashing into Petra, destabilizing both of them. Luther had to watch as the love of his life was about to be killed by Cain himself, and there was nothing he could do about it. Petra wasn't going to lay down and die, so she pulled out a gun, but Cain just snatched it, destroying it in one fell swoop, saying he hates technology. Now he would rather use his hands. Still holding on to Petra's neck, he used his free hands to dig his fingers slowly into Petra's chest. With every second, he went deeper and deeper. Delilah couldn't watch this happen. She decided to crawl and even munch on Cain's leg, but that would never stop him. He wasn't a regular person. He just raised his leg and crushed her face into the ground. Petra pulled out a knife and Cain stopped it, but this was a mechanical knife, so she shot it into Cain's face. And after that, Cain made up his mind to tear her to pieces, but Luther finally woke up because nobody hurts his girl. Even Cain was surprised by this, attacking Luther, saying, "You cannot beat me." And Luther knew this because he said the same thing, "I know I can't beat you." Using all of his strength to break free from Cain's grasp, he was in the air, landing safely and gracefully, saying, "I know I can't beat you. We all know we can't beat you. You, the mightiest of all of us," attacking Cain over and over again. Cain was about to split him in half, but Luther kept punching. "You're right." With every frame, a flurry of punches came through. Delilah called out to Cain. Using all of her strength, she used her ability to distract him, and Luther gave Petra the command, and she unleashed a hailstorm of bullets in tears because she knew Luther could die from this too. But Cain was still unharmed. This shouldn't even be possible. But he was here, and he was crushing Luther. So Luther decided, alright, let's just fight, punching Cain in the guts, pulling out all of his guts. His guts were on the freaking floor, and Luther was using it to yo-yo. Cain kept landing continuous headbutts and smiling with every hit, because this was what he wanted, a glorious death. Luther was going in from punches to elbows. Then he decided, fuck this. Grabbing a big-ass rock, he tossed it directly at Cain's head. Cain's head went splat, his brains popping out. The battle was over. Luther was triumphant, currently the strongest person on planet Earth. I mean, if we're not counting the cowboy. Petra ran to her man to be there with him, and he was crying because this was a big moment, but she was there with him, embracing her and kissing her. We also see Delilah shedding a tear because this was low-key her adoptive father. This man raised her, trained her, and used her as a weapon for so long, but now she was free. And they all wanted to go home, but Luther said no, because he heard from the librarian that these books, the Hercules method, was all over the globe, thousands of copies. So obviously there will be some people that could use these abilities, and they will be there to stop them and show them that there is a better way, always. Thank you guys for rocking with me till the end, and I will be dropping a poll today, and I would honestly Be so happy if you guys could vote in it so we could all decide collectively what story you would want to hear from me next. I got you.